Hi Ekkehard, thank you for your time, for doing this interview. Can you tell us about your career in the fastener industry and how it led to you becoming Managing Director at Fastbolt?
Sure, thank you for coming. I started my career in the fastener industry back in the early 90s. I started working for the oldest fastener manufacturer in Germany, ABC. And during and after my study, I worked for them in France, in the US and in Germany, in the specs division of their company. And I then left ABC to start my own company with a group of friends. We started an internet company creating B2B marketplaces on the internet. And the fastener market being the pilot market in order to develop the software that we were planning to sell. And it was through this project that I got to know Heinz Storch. And he then offered me to join Fastbolt to first take over sales and then later on become the managing director of Fastbolt.
Fastbolt's strapline is fasteners for distributors. What does this mean in practice?
It means exactly what it says. It means that our product is fasteners and our customers are distributors. And we made that choice in the very early stage of our company. When Heinz Storch started the company in 1982 in the UK, he decided to follow this business model. He decided to bring Asian manufactured product to the European market and to make this product available to distributors. It is distributors also because our range is a specialized range. We do not serve a full range of fasteners. We are 100% import. Our range is rather small and very specialized. So we could also not even sell to industrial end users because they require full range, which we are far away from.
Okay. What's the structure of Fastbolt within Europe?
Within Europe, we have divided Fastbolt's sales territory into 3 areas. And in each area, we have one warehouse serving this market. As I said, the first company within the Fastbolt group is Fastbolt UK in Milton Keynes in the UK. And the UK company takes care of the UK and Irish market. The second company that Heinz Storch created was in 1992, Fastbolt Germany, being responsible for the entire mainland European market. In 2013, we decided to set up another warehouse in the southwest part of Europe, in Portugal, a company called FB Iberica, and they serve the Portuguese and Spanish market. Okay. So this is our division of the sales territory in Europe. In addition to that, we have a presence in the Asian manufacturing market, in the supply market. We have one trading company in China, in Shanghai, and we have one inspection company which is carrying out inspections for us, but also for third-party inspection.
How do you coordinate the inventories, logistics and the sales strategy across the group?
We have a centralized purchasing office, which is located here in Germany, where all purchasing decisions for all the stock orders that we place in the Far East are being taken. So we, with our centralized purchasing team, we place the orders directly to our suppliers in Asia, and shipments are being done directly from the Asian manufacturers to the different warehouse locations in Europe. So it is a centralized purchasing and also a centralized unified product range that we have in the different warehouses. Certainly with some differences in popularity. For example, in the UK, UNC, UNF, it's much more popular than in mainland Europe. So those products are being brought only to the UK, and if we need any, then we will serve ourselves from the UK warehouse and bring it over here. But other than that, most of the product goes directly from the Far East to the 3 different warehouses.
Okay. You mentioned the presence in Asia. Why is it important to have that presence?
Because in our business model, we believe it is as important to be close to your suppliers as it is to be close to your customers. We are not in a selling business, we are in a trading business, and part of the trading is the buying. And we think it is very important to have a permanent presence in Asia because the Asian supply market is big. And we think it is important to be there on a permanent basis with a certain team fulfilling certain jobs and services for us as a group.
Okay. So you mentioned the quality centre as well there. Kind of why do you have that there? What does that offer to the group?
FQC, Fastener Quality Center, for us is the first level of incoming goods inspection. It is for us the opportunity to do pre-shipment inspection before the product is being shipped out from Asia to Europe, to any of the 3 warehouses. And we can already in the supply market, before shipping out the product, we can find out about the quality of the goods. That was the main reason why we set it up as a 50-50 joint venture with another distribution company. But that was the reason to do it. And we also strive to achieve an ISO 17025 certificate from day one in order to be allowed to do third-party testing. And today we have a very solid basis of external customers who use FQC as their external quality lab in China.
What makes Fastbolt different in the market, and how have those USPs changed through the history of the business?
Well, apart from our business principle, only selling to distributors, quality has also been always a fundamental element of our business. And in addition to the quality and the insurance of the consistency of the quality, over the years the processing and the handling of the products, or the logistics, have become more and more of a key role of our business strategy. And we think the business solutions and the logistic solutions that we offer to distributors all over Europe are one key USP that differentiates us from the rest of the market.
Do you think these USPs will need to change for the future?
Obviously, because the requirements from the market are changing and developing. We see that in many areas. We see that in quality, we see that in documentation, we see that in processing, in handling, and we see that in information technology. So the requirements of the market are constantly developing, and what the distributor needs is different today than it was 10 years ago, and in 10 years it will be different again. So we need to adapt to those changing requirements.
So what are the group's plans for future growth?
For future growth, I mentioned before that our product range is rather small. We have a specialized product range. We are less than 10,000 stock items. And our biggest opportunity to grow in the future is to extend that product range up to 15,000, 20,000 items. This directly could generate growth within the existing customer base that we have in Europe.
How do you ensure you are responsive to customers' product needs?
We emphasize on communication with our customers. We try to be very close to our customers. We visit them regularly. We have international sales people taking care of our customers, and we try to learn as fast as possible what the requirements are and in which direction requirements might develop in the future. And we try to adapt those responses that we get into our business strategy.
What logistic solutions can you offer?
Logistic solutions for fasteners are in many cases related to packing, to handling the product. We offer all sorts of different customer packing solutions, labeling. We offer different stock concepts. We offer different drop shipments, direct container shipments, all about the fact that fasteners are heavy and rather expensive in handling and in transporting them. So the logistic solutions have to increase efficiency.
You previously mentioned quality. Is it still a key selling point, or is it now expected as standard?
It is expected as standard, but it is also not easy to keep it on a consistent level. So we invest a lot into the consistency of quality, and we also know that sometimes we have to say no to certain opportunities in the supply market because they would maybe threaten the consistency of our product quality.
How do you ensure the consistency in quality?
We start ensuring the consistency by a very careful selection of potential new suppliers, and then followed by permanent assessment, training and development of the suppliers, so that we can make sure that also new suppliers fulfill the quality requirements of our customers. But at the same time, one key element to ensure consistency for us is to keep relationships strong and long-lasting with suppliers and not to jump around too much in the supply market. Apart from that, we have, when it comes then to the shipments, we have two levels of incoming inspections. The first one being in Asia through FQC, we have a pre-shipment inspection. And when the product arrives here, we can then still decide to do goods in inspection here at site in Germany. This mix of two different levels of incoming inspection helps us to allocate as many potential problems that we might find already in the supply market. All quality-related aspects of our business are managed through a dedicated software solution. We have a CIQ software solution in place, which basically covers all areas of quality, from pre-shipment inspection to the incoming goods inspection and also potential claims.
How has 2018 progressed so far, and has it differed from your expectations?
It has been very exciting so far, both on the selling as well as on the buying side. On the selling side, we see the European market is demanding a lot. The growth is strong, and the distributors' demands are very important. On the buying side, we see it's very complicated to respond to those strong demands in Europe, because prices have been going up through the last 2 years, and so did the delivery time. We now have certain products that are available only here in Europe 8, 9, 10 months sometimes after placing the order in the Far East, which makes it difficult to respond to a very strong European demand.
What impact has the fluctuations in raw material prices and currency exchange rates had on the group?
I would say a massive impact, because when you see what has happened to the raw material after March 2016 to now, you can imagine that with the product that we sell, which is standard fasteners, with a high portion of raw material within the cost of the goods, you can imagine it has a big impact. And the time from March 2016 was a constant price increase related to the increase of raw material. And when you then look at the development of currencies, you also see the high volatility of the euro versus the US dollar and the local currencies in Asia. And you also see what happened after the Brexit vote in the UK, what happened to the pound. So it had a massive impact on the currency, and the currency had a 100% impact on the buying price of our product.
So as a group, how did you combat these fluctuations?
It's very difficult and it's very complex, because you cannot predict anymore any price development like you maybe were able to do 15, 20 years ago. Nowadays, the world changes fast, and sometimes it only takes a tweet of several characters of one person changing the whole business world. And so we try to limit the risk in our buying. We try to plan ahead, and we try to buy when we need product. We usually don't hold back orders because we hope that the price level will go down again next month. So we place orders regularly, and when it comes to currency, there is a certain level of assurance that you can do. You can pre-buy currency, but at some stage also a changed level of currency exchange rate also hits us, because at some stage we have to pay the new rate.
Another factor within the market has been the cancellation of the anti-dumping tariffs on carbon steel fasteners from China. How do you believe this has influenced the market?
I think it had a big impact on the market. However, I also think that people expected it to have a bigger impact than it actually had. When China came back in March 2016, after the EU withdrew the anti-dumping duties, end of February, many people expected that China would take over now the big volumes again of standard fasteners, which they lost during the anti-dumping. But in fact, the China 2016 was different than the China 2007 or 2008. So the cost structure of the Chinese manufacturers changed completely meanwhile, and the cost advantage that they used to have, I think, is no longer there. So I think the impact was there, and China now is available to the European importers, but I think many people expected a bigger impact than it actually was.
How have regulatory developments and requirements changed within recent years, and what challenges has this created?
The biggest challenge that it created is basically the fact that things are not predictable anymore, because those things have a direct impact on our industry, and it's very difficult to strategically plan your business if you have unpredictable future. And those changes in regulations and in legislation are just difficult to plan for.
Okay. Do you see it getting better in the future?
Today, not really. Today, not really.
How has the role of distributors changed in the last 5 to 10 years?
I think it has developed, and I think the requirements that are set to distribution companies from the fastener consuming industries have grown, and the level of documentation, the level of transparency, the level of traceability has rapidly grown over the years.
How has Fastbolt had to adapt to provide support to its customers?
Our role is to fulfill those set requirements, and obviously we have to adapt in a way that we have to create systems and processes that allow us to respond to those requirements. And obviously also technology is part of the solution, so we had to implement technology in order to respond to those requirements and to fill those requirements.
Okay. You mentioned technology. Obviously digitization is a hot topic within the industry. How has Fastbolt approached this area?
I think we have approached it in a quite early stage. We came out with our first version of our e-commerce platform, FB Online, already back in 2005. At that time, we found it to be helpful for customers to check availability and maybe also the price for the product that we stock. And out of that, we have developed a complete digital common ground with our customers, where we exchange information and where we also process our business with the customers. So the customers not only get information, but they actually handle the business with Fastbolt through that platform.
Okay. Have you seen an increase in the use of the online shop in recent years?
Absolutely, yes. And this increase went along with our programming effort that we put into the software, because the more features and functionalities that we added to the software made the software more attractive to use. And we even now offer loyalty programs. We offer volume-based discounts through the e-commerce platform, which customers can only enjoy on the e-commerce platform.
What are the biggest challenges for Fastbolt within its digital plan?
Resources. We need more resources to program faster, to create more added value for our customers. And we have a lot of ideas and we have a lot of wishes, but our resources in developing and programming obviously are also limited. So resources is the biggest challenge right now for us in the digitalization of our business.
With the increasing use of technology, what is the future role of the human factor in business, and are there limits to digitization?
Of course there are limits, but we believe that they will change constantly. And what is not possible through digitization today might be possible in 5 years from now. But we still see that the human will play a major role in our business. What we try to achieve through digitization is that we free time for humans to spend more quality time with customers, suppliers and other business partners, and let the digitization take care of other processes that can be done even better and more efficiently through digitization.
What opportunities and challenges lie ahead?
Obviously, the biggest challenge is to generate sustainable growth in an unpredictable environment. So strategic planning is very important, but it also needs to foresee for a plan B and a plan C if the patterns in the market that you're in are changing.
Which will be the pivotal markets for Fastbolt, and what are the company's aims for the future?
We see ourselves as a European source for distributors in Europe, so our focus will still remain in Europe. The main focus for us in the future is to increase the efficiency and to increase the ease of buying at Fastbolt. And we can achieve that through the application of technology and through upgrading our processes to have systems that enable customers to buy at Fastbolt more efficiently.
Ekkehard, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will.